First time to be a narrator in English, so I'll try my best to explain everything, right? So after the two videos I post, and here I am today. Yeah, I know after 2 months doing everything in school and college, and here I have the free time to explain everything to you guys. As you can see, this is the globe that I made by hand, and this is the compact buildings. And the right side you can see this is a race car stadium, and all you can see is the track for the race cars, race motorcycles. And this is the city center, temporarily, because I will call this downtown, and I will have some uptown and middle town for the futures. And after all these city buildings, I have 3 points to share with you guys. And the very first thing, you might leave some empty space for planning. You can see that around is the tall buildings, and I have some empty space, which is great for you to plug in everything that you suddenly want or you suddenly want to build up. And it can allow you to minimize your errors, and you can see you can fit in lots of facilities, the miners, stores, the shops, and even the oil stations, and even the roads. If you doesn't leave any empty space in the city, it is okay, but you have less flexibility at all and total. And the second point I really want to mention is you can draw some framework. See, this is the zoo along the mountain. You can draw some framework like this. The reason of drawing the framework is quite important, because you can see the framework like on the ground. You can see, because sometimes you got some ideas about how you want to build the buildings, but you don't really have the time, or you can't have the brainstorm yet. So you can draw down the things that you suddenly think about, and you can finish it in the future times. Maybe I want to make a smaller buildings and then connect to the major buildings, as I can draw it by lines and remind yourself that what you want to build in the futures. And the last point that I want to share is to set the landscape for your map, because in a city it is quite boring without any landscape, without the mountains, without the rivers, even the oceans. If you can add some interesting landscape like the cliff right here, there will be a cliff in the future at here, and even make this, because the setting of my map is in a space, so that you can see the bridges is go across that space, empty space, and then connected to the uptown or the middle town areas, which is great because you can separate the cities in different districts and you can finish one by one. For the buildings, you can set by its usage. Maybe you set the bridges along the side of the city and surround it. For the major buildings, you can consider this hotel as an example. This black sapphire shape, and this side you can see a green hotel along the cliff and the mountain. So you can better to blend in your buildings to the environment or the landscape. It will create a generally better atmosphere for the cities. And You can see this is the monorail surrounding the city, and yeah, that's mostly what I want to say. So the remaining time, please enjoy the city. On this side is a factory for making Coca-Cola, the brand that I just make up myself. And here's the zoo, and this is the monorail station just for the zoo. Moreover, there's the statue of Valkyrie created by the Androids. And methods making it quite simple. Just build it with one type of block, for example iron block, and then replace it with all the Androids. It's pretty easy to make. And here's some road design along the city and to the new areas. And I might set some border control along the road right here before you enter this downtown. Yeah, making a city is quite important for making some details because it makes your city so alive. See? All the details, and the interior design will be finished soon. And you can see this factory here. There's a tiny little bit of interior design right here. This is inside the factory, and we'll connect to the upper deck, which is a ballroom or a dining areas, some parking slot for the spaceship. Just make your design much practical or reasonable. You can convince yourself and convince your visitors to the server. And this is the upper road connecting to a company and connect to a compact buildings right here, and some tiny little bit of green area. Then I would like some details like this, some vending machines, some plastic bags over everywhere, and some stalls right there. It helps some city looks alive generally, and even some maybe nightclub connected to there. Yeah, and that's it generally, because just little progress during the May and April after all that messy final year project. And that's it. Here are some suggestion or reference for your city buildings. And there we go. If you like this video, you must like Minecraft. So, and see you next time. I'll share some extra things for maybe building techniques, or maybe a building design directions. I don't know. See you next time, guys. Bye.